This is The Wire for 2100 Zulu, August 22nd, 2025. Precedence is routine. Information cutoff is 2000. Bottom line up front. Flagging operations continue in the United Kingdom as dissent grows regarding migration efforts. John Bolton's residence raided by FBI. Beginning with international events, in the United Kingdom, opposition to migrant centers continues, mostly in the form of flagging operations around England. For the English, a common point of resistance has been the public display of the English flag, which in some context has been classified as a criminal act. As such, the emplacement of the St. George's Cross flag has become a focus point for British society over the past few days. On the home front in Colorado, the investigation into the stabbing of a park ranger at Staunton State Park has concluded, with the arrest of the park ranger who initially made the allegations. Callum Heskett was arrested for making false claims regarding the attack, which turned out to be an elaborate hoax. Analysts comment, "It's not clear why he did it, but the sheriff stated that Heskett intentionally stabbed himself and radioed in the attack, which triggered a very widespread manhunt and lockdown of the surrounding area." In Nebraska, approximately 2 weeks since the raids first took place, 2 of the 4 hotels complicit in the Chaudhary child slavery scandal have been shut down. The American and the Victorian Inn and Suites in Omaha were observed to be shuttered to the public yesterday afternoon, pending the Human Trafficking Network investigations. Analysts comment, the other 2 hotels, the Inn, formerly the Super 8, and the Roadway Inn, are reported by local media to still be open for business for the time being. Somewhat interestingly, the local media coverage of these closures has focused on the displacement of long-term residents of these hotels, many of which were formerly homeless. In an interview with local media, one hotel resident stated that these hotels were used as residences by people who couldn't rent due to poor credit, rental history, and so on. If these hotels were quietly serving as a sort of informal halfway house for long-term residents, this human trafficking network could be much larger and more substantial than previously known. In New York, this afternoon a tour bus suffered a rollover incident on Interstate 90 near Pembroke. The initial response was treated as a mass casualty event due to 52 patients being reported at the scene. Many fatalities and entrapments were also reported as a result of the crash. In Maryland this morning, the home of John Bolton was raided by the FBI as part of an ongoing national security probe. The raid lasted several hours, and many boxes of documents were observed being removed from the residence. Analysts comment, beyond the headline, not much is known. Most journalistic speculation has theorized that the DOJ is trying to get him on mishandling of classified information, which is an easy charge to levy against most political elites who very rarely handle classified information properly. Analyst comments for this wire. In the United Kingdom, a bit of context for the flagging operations is important. Unlike in the United States, where the national flag is a common sight, throughout Europe in general, national flags are not a typical observation throughout society. The one exception being foreign flags. In many parts of the United Kingdom, the sight of Indian and Pakistani flags is vastly more common than the Union Jack, with foreign flags even being flown from government buildings. Even more important is that the official flag of the United Kingdom, but especially the flag of England, the St. George's Cross, has been demonized to the point of quite literally being illegal to display in some cases. Many people have been arrested for displaying the Union Jack at Hindu or Islamic street parades or events, and it is very common for schools to ban school children from wearing clothing that displays the flag of the nation that they are currently located in. This is why these flagging events are being undertaken with an element of secrecy. For the British, the bar is so low that displaying their own national flag is an act of defiance and resistance that may result in arrest and imprisonment. Unknown Englishmen will sneak out in the night and emplace the English flag in a public area, such as attached to a street sign, as a way of countering the other foreign flags in an area. Equally risky has been the spray painting of zebra crossings, pedestrian crossings for Americans, which are traditionally painted on roadways and take the form of white rectangles. Unknown persons have taken to spray painting red lines on these crossings and roadways to resemble the St. George's Cross flag of England. Again, from an American perspective, this seems underwhelming, but for the British, this is a significant act of defiance that highlights just how oppressive and dystopian the British government has become over the past few years. Most European media groups have attempted to demonize these activities, but it's a pretty hard sell to suggest that a person displaying a flag of the nation that they are in and a citizen of is somehow extremist behavior, especially when the display of other foreign flags is applauded at every level of governance. Nevertheless, when the situation gets tough, the tough have to get going somewhere. And in the case of the British, the various nations that comprise the United Kingdom have returned to form in many ways by embracing their ancestral national identity. Flying the flag of the nation a person is located within is simply the lowest hanging fruit for maintaining the very basics of civilization itself. Though right now the main point of focus for flagging operations has been England, other national flags have begun to be spotted throughout Scotland and Wales too. The situation may be tough, but the flagging operations have been positively received in most places, despite what the media narratives are trying to push. Hope is a powerful concept, and the impact a simple national flag has on a populace is usually underestimated by those out of touch with the pulse of a nation. This concludes The Wire for 2100 Zulu, August 22nd, 2025.